Okay, so now that we have created a live event within YouTube, I'm actually going to start a new profile within Wirecast in order to start setting up your streaming. So I'm just going to minimize that. You won't really need it for a little while. And I'm going to go down here to the bottom or wherever you have your applications menu, and you're going to open Wirecast. And you'll see here I've got my Wirecast Pro for Mac opened up, and you'll notice that you have your preview screen on the left and your program screen on the right. And this should be yeah, it is. It's Untitled 1, so that means this is a brand new profile. What we're going to do later is once we have created a decent custom profile, we're going to save that profile so that when you do close down Wirecast and power down your computer, the next time that you open Wirecast and need to stream for that same client or team, you can open that profile back up and you don't have to keep rebuilding the profile each game. So first I'm going to set up my camera. So for instance, here is where you'll find that putting graphics on the first layer are a good idea. So let's do graphics first, okay? So for instance, if I want to put a full screen ad, then I'm gonna obviously decide where that's gonna come from. So you can add a video shot, which could be a commercial. So I'm just gonna say, where's a commercial of mine that I want played, and let me just get a basic video. This obviously will depend on what you're doing, but I have a video clip here that can be used. So you're gonna see that I've added a bunch of videos, or if I want to add an image, I can add an image like a logo for a sponsor. That would be under picture shot. And I'll just get any type of picture I want off the top of my desktop, and I'll show you some different motives. So I like to put my layer of graphics and pre-produced content and commercials in my layer 1, and that's what this is. Layer 2 is where I'll put my live feed. So for instance, you'll see that there's devices that I can choose from that are associated that the Mac is actually recognizing right now. For some purposes, if let's say you're bringing in a feed from an external switcher, for instance, if you're using like a Blackmagic switcher or even a TriCaster, that you're basically doing all the legwork on the outside and then just bringing in a final feed into here to stream, you'll need to set up your Blackmagic device in order to have it recognized in here. Okay, and that would fall under this area under system devices. You'd actually see Blackmagic mini recorder or whatever it may be in this area. Okay, so that can go there. All right, and then I would also then want to add a scoreboard. So we're gonna just say, for instance, a scoreboard's gonna come from any of these, okay? And actually, I'm gonna create a new scoreboard first instead of using something that's already there, because I want to show you guys how to exactly do one. So I'm going to bring my video up, all right, and for the fact of the matter, let's just call this like that's actually a live feed, just so that it can actually, it's a commercial actually, so I can play it, but I want to have just some footage there so I can overlay a scoreboard. So I'm going to go up here to the top and press source and go to new scoreboard, and it's going to bring in my scoreboard option, okay? Now, I've actually got all these ones pre-built, but I want to delete all these because I don't want you to know how to use those. I'm just right-clicking on this to do that. So this is Untitled, and I'm going to actually double-click it, and you can rename it. So if you want to have multiple scoreboards for different stuff. So I'm going to say main upper left Scoreboard. Okay. For this client specifically, you can choose the type of scoreboard you want. So we want to use, for this client, the corner one. Okay? And you can choose between basic, bottom, double bottom. It gives you extra options on how to do it. I like to use this one, and I'll show you why. So you can scroll down a little farther, and you can change different stuff. So if you can see this, field 2, and then field 2 down here, that translates to this. And typically what we do for this is we put first half. Field 3, we put blank because in a little bit we're going to overlay a clock in this area, okay, from a screenshot. In this area, you are going to change this to the team name. And I always put the home team on the top as it shows. So I'm going to put Wilmington. And here I'm going to put Charleston. Oh, excuse me. In this area I'm going to put Charleston. And this is in the data area, okay? And this is how you change the score. You can click it, automatically here, or you can actually just inside of it manually put whatever you want. Inside the look area, that's where you can actually change the colors of everything and change the fonts and change the sizing of everything. So for instance, if I want to put these teams instead of in orange but in green, I just change it in there. Okay, if I want to change with a different font, I can decide, let's make it into that and make it maybe a lot smaller. All that's depending on how you want it to look. Alright, so for instance, let's just go with that for them. I do obviously want the same font for everything, but I'm just choosing something for now. So that's actually the source setting. So you're going to want to go back to that every time a team scores. So you guys got to make sure you remember where source settings is at. So now that I've changed that and edited it all, I'm going to exit out of that and go back to my main viewing area. And inside here, I'm going to go to the camera and say Scoreboard and add main upper left. That's how I named it, remember? And you'll see it. All right. And now it's in my layer 2. Actually, I want it down here. Oh, let's do it on this layer, actually. So, for me to bring it up onto this preview screen, I just need to place it onto the front. Okay, so now I have it here, okay? And now I'm going to need to make it a lot smaller and place it where I want. So I'm going to right click it, and it's going to say Edit Shot. And now you're going to see how it can be edited, alright? And you see it's really big right now. So if you want to make it into a smaller proportion, you're just going to press the command button, hold it down, and then just scroll it in. And you can see that's how the sizing gets bigger. Alright? You gotta hold down the command key the whole time. Alright? So when I get it to a size that I like, I'm gonna get it to, about here is where I would like it, and then you can move it too, all over the screen. And you can see over to the left where it is. And obviously for soccer, we want it in the upper left. And you can even push it off the screen a little bit. And we'll get it nice and tight, probably even a little smaller than that. And that looks good right about there. Now obviously in here it looks that small, but when you're on a big TV watching it or a large computer, it looks a lot bigger than it actually is. So that's how you edit your scoreboard, and I'll show you how you can customize it even more on the next video.